Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. This is TST Radio. I am your host, Marcus Johnson. Today is Friday. It's Friday. I know everybody excited. We done made it through this crazy work week. I know it's been crazy for me. I know it's payday for most people. So everybody's getting that paycheck, ready to go check out some high school football. There's some college football on tonight too. Also, I know Clemson played tonight, as I reported on yesterday. So it's Friday. Let's get into the show. We're going to kick it off with some high school football. We're going to, out of Prattville, running back Damian Wright transferred from Prattville to Lee. He was formerly, before this season, he played for Lee, but he transferred to Prattville. My opinion, I think all of this is coming from Prattville's disappointing season on this year. I had no idea that you could transfer in high school in the middle of a season, but he's transferred in the middle of the season back to Lee. He is a senior. So he's back at Lee playing football for Lee. His mom did speak with Montgomery Advertiser, saying that Autauga County academic standards did play a factor in the decision for him to move back to Lee High School in Montgomery. Head coach Chad Anderson and principal Richard Dennis said they had no knowledge of the guy transferring. I know Chad Anderson did comment and say that the guy is a great kid, great athlete. He wishes him the best on his decision to go back to Lee. So they're not bitter about it. They're not bitter at all about it. Everybody's still on good terms. But I never thought that Prattville's academic standards would be a problem. I thought their academic standards was at the top, one of the top in the state of Alabama, but I guess I was wrong because his mom said that played a big factor in him going back to Lee to pursue his high school career. So that's that. Damian Wright, running back from Prattville, has transferred back to Lee High School. We're going to jump into some college football now. Tuskegee versus Morehouse this weekend. I know that is a big game in the HBCU era, so I know a lot of people will be going out to watch that. I wish I could get up there to watch my boy Kevin Lacey do his thing. I know he's going to go crazy against Morehouse. Morehouse has been throwing shots all week. I've been seeing on Twitter they've been throwing shots at Tuskegee, so I know my boy Kevin Lacey is going to go down and go crazy. He's going to have a career high night. Quote me on that. He's going to have a career high night this weekend. He's going to go crazy on Morehouse. Moving on. We took some polls on this weekend on social media. One of the first ones earlier this week, I asked who had the best chance of beating Alabama within this 3-game tough stretch that they have. So they have Arkansas this week coming up. We have Tennessee and we have Texas A&M coming up also. A lot of people think that Texas A&M has the best shot. They say Arkansas has the least shot of beating Alabama. They say Tennessee's coming in second. My thing is I think that Tennessee, Texas A&M, I agree they do have the best shots of beating Alabama. I think Tennessee has the best chance with Josh Dobbs at the quarterback position with their Cinderella season going on. So my thoughts, I think Tennessee will have the best shot, Joshua Dobbs. But Texas A&M do put up a good argument with Trevor Knight. They have Josh Reynolds. So that's a tough one. Those two teams, only reason I say that they will beat Alabama, have a chance of beating Alabama because of their quarterback play. They have quarterbacks that can move in the pockets and run around and create with their feet. And they have big-time receivers in Texas A&M. Like I said, have Josh Reynolds, what is his name, Christian. So they have a lot of people to help out Trevor Knight on that offense. So Texas A&M, Tennessee, they do have the best chances. Another poll we took was, I asked the question, is Lamar Jackson better than Michael Vick when he was at Virginia Tech? I went and did my homework. The numbers are pretty much similar. Actually, Lamar Jackson's is kind of better than Vick, but I don't think he's better than Vick. I don't think he have an impact on the game like Michael Vick did back in his day. Michael Vick was more explosive. Michael Vick was the man. So I can't put Lamar over Michael Vick. He's a very good player. He's very explosive. He's a very good player, but I can't put him over Michael Vick. The third and final poll we took, I asked the question, does Michigan beat Ohio State this year? Do they snap the losing streak? A lot of people said no. A lot of people said Ohio State will beat Michigan again on this year. I think Michigan has a pretty good chance this year. Their defense is playing a lot better. Their offense is producing. Peppers is producing on offense, defense, and special teams. So I think they have a pretty good chance this year. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think it'll be a great game. So I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see how that plays out moving on. NCAA has relocated its men's regional basketball tournament. They have removed it from, in South Carolina, a city in South Carolina made the rule where the bathrooms was an issue with transgenders and gay people using bathrooms that for the gender they wasn't born as. So the NCAA has moved, I think it was 8 or 9 championship games out of South Carolina, out of that city, because I know the men's regional tournament will still be in South Carolina, but it is moved to Greensville, South Carolina. The Division I women's soccer championship will be moved to San Jose, California. Division II men and women's soccer championship will be moved to Salem, Virginia. Division I women and golf regional championship will be moved to Athens, Georgia. Division III men's and women's tennis championship will be moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Division I women's lacrosse will be moved to Boston. Division II baseball championship will be moved to Grand Prairie, Texas. So that is a lot of money South Carolina has just let all these other states get and city. Besides Greenville, that's the only city that the NCAA let a championship game stay in within South Carolina. So, like I said, South Carolina just lost a lot of money because of that law, and it's so discriminating. So they didn't want, because you might have gay football fans, you might have gay women's soccer fans, men's soccer fans, tennis, golf. So they wouldn't feel comfortable coming into your state/city and being treated the way and not being treated equal. So that was the cause of the NCAA to relocate, and that's gonna cost them a lot of money. I know the state has depended on this money for fundings and things of that nature, rebuilding, but it's gone now. That money is gone. Moving on, we're gonna get into our matchups this week. I'm going to hit our SEC matchups this week. On yesterday, I did all the other conferences in the top 25. This week, today, I'm going to hit the SEC. We're going to kick it off with Tennessee, number 9 Tennessee, and number 8 Texas A&M. Both teams coming in at 5-0. The game will be played on CBS at 2:30 Central Time. Texas A&M is coming in as a favorite with a 68.8 chance of winning this game. A&M has a pretty impressive so far. They've been pretty impressive to me so far this season. They was tested early by UCLA, but they pulled it out in an overtime victory. I think it was 31-24 that the ending of that game. Since then, they've been rolling. They have knocked out 3 straight SEC teams, 2 on the road, 1 against a top 25 opponent in Arkansas. Trevor Knight he's been on fire, going 98 of 181 passing, 1,261 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's taking care of the football. He's not being careless with the ball. Like I say, he only had 3 interceptions on the season. Josh Reynolds has been a great access to this team with his offense being so explosive. Josh Reynolds has been played a big part in that with 20 receptions, 399 yards, 3 touchdowns on the year. A&M is averaging 39.2 points a game. So, but on the defense side of the ball, they're allowing 253.4 passing yards and 134 rushing yards on defense. And that's, I think, where the problem comes in at with going up against a team like Tennessee. Tennessee can put up some points. Tennessee also averaged 33 points a game. They, with 381.6 yards total for the season. They normally seem to wake up late in games. Josh Dobbs seems to come out at the halftime blazing. But in this game, he's going to have to do it a little different. But he's been playing awesome this season. He's been playing awesome. He's 77 of 133 passing for 1,035 yards, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's been kind of careless with the ball. That's been some factors in some games also. Malone has been big time for the Vols also with 15 receptions, 310 yards, 5 touchdowns. Tennessee will need to come out fast and finish fast. They need to come out fast, and then the second half, continue to play aggressive, keep their foot on the pedal, and not give it up. Because A&M can put up some points. They can put up points fast, and they can put them up in bunches. And Tennessee does not need to get behind an explosive offense as we're talking about in Texas A&M. Because like I said, these guys can put up points, and they can keep putting up points. Trevor Knight, they need to keep Trevor Knight off the field much as possible. That will be a big key for Tennessee. They need to keep their defense off the field much as possible going up against Trevor Knight. That defense will get gassed. Trevor Knight's running game is not shabby also. Their running games pretty much even out. But you can't keep your defense on the field a lot against a Texas A&M offense because they're explosive, they move fast, they run no huddle. Your defense will tire out by the second half. They will be gassed. So you need to keep your defense off the field much as possible. Put together some long methodical drives and wear down Texas A&M so that your defense can be fresh and not worn out by the end of the game. But with that being said, I think A&M pulls it out. They win by 14. They knock off Tennessee, give Tennessee their first loss on this year. They win by 14. Moving on, we're going to jump into Georgia and South Carolina. As I reported on social media, that game has been moved to Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Central Time on SEC Network. Georgia's coming in off a terrible loss to Tennessee with the Hail Mary pass at the end of the game. So I know they will be coming out focused, ready for some payback. They're looking to take it out on South Carolina. South Carolina their offense has been very shabby. They've only averaged 14 points a game this year. Easton will come out and have a big day, I believe. McKenzie will have a big day, I believe. And I think that will be too much for SC defense. Not let alone to mention Nick Chubb and Sony Michel. So Georgia offense would be too much for the defense. But Georgia's defense will have to play ball also. They will have to contribute and not give up big plays, Hail Marys, if you want to be Pacific. Don't give up stupid plays late in the game and give away this game. as you saw last week, their offense is capable of jumping out early on a team like they did to Tennessee, but they let Tennessee come back and beat them. So let's see how Georgia weighs out. I think Georgia comes out, put up big number. Georgia wins 28-7. They beat South Carolina. Moving on, Auburn and Mississippi State. That game had some changes also due to the storm, Hurricane Matthew. It will be played. It was originally scheduled to play at 11 a.m. on SEC Network, but due to Georgia and South Carolina moving from ESPN on Saturday to the SEC Network on Sunday, that opened up a slot. So SEC Network moved Auburn and Mississippi State to ESPN, same time, 11 a.m. Central Time on ESPN. Auburn is coming in 3-2. Mississippi State's coming in at 2-2. Auburn has a 67% chance of winning this game. They're coming in as the favorite. Auburn will need to find rhythm. They will need to find rhythm within this offense, on the offensive side of the ball. Find their identity. I think they need to let Kerryon Johnson be the captain of the ship. They need to feed him the ball and let him be successful and counteract off of him. Hit the D with some play action plays, misdirections. Be real creative. Don't put Sean White in bad positions. Don't put him in third and longs. You know what I'm saying? Second and longs. Don't put him in those situations. Give him simple reads. Give him some short passes. Let him get in the groove. Build his confidence. Use Marcus Davis. He's back from injury. Gus reported earlier this week he's been having some health issues. He's back healthy. Marcus Davis can play a big role in this offense. Stevens, he's been playing a big role in this offense all season. Keep him involved. Need to insert John Franklin III just to throw the defense off. Give him some different looks. You know, Alabama's defense has been playing quality ball right now. They're playing quality ball right now. But the offense needs to keep them off the field some. Like I said with Texas A&M, them they need to keep them off the field. Keep that defense off the field. Because if you notice in the Clemson game, they tired out. They played a great game and tired out in the second half. Auburn defense needs to stay on the field longer. They need to prevent 3-and-outs. Even if you don't score, prevent 3-and-outs. At least get three first downs within drives and give your team time to rest. Your defense time to rest and regroup and put another plan together and continue to be successful. They need rest. I can't stress that enough. They will need rest to beat this Mississippi State team. On the other side, Mississippi State, if they want the W, their defense will need to get pressure on Sean White. They need to make him uncomfortable. He has not gotten that groove yet, but they don't need to let him get in that groove. They don't need to let him get comfortable. Make him make quick decisions. Make Auburn one-dimensional. As you've seen in Auburn's history, if they can come out and run that offense successfully with passing and the running game, they will hurt you. So they would need to make Auburn one-dimensional, either stop the run or stop the pass. You can't let Auburn execute both. But with that being said, I'm going to give the edge to Auburn. 21-17, Auburn comes out on top. Last but not least, well, before I get into this game, my guy Wade Watson, aka Hubcap, called in and gave us his predictions on what he thinks how the games are gonna play out on this weekend. So I have that call right here. I'm gonna play that for you and let you hear how he thinks this game is gonna play out. Here we go.
What's up, guys? It's your man Hubcap, all the way from the city of Progress, Enterprise, Alabama. Finna tell you guys how it's finna happen this weekend in college football. We got Clemson taking out Boston College, Boise State over New Mexico. I think Oklahoma pulls it out in the Red River rivalry. Houston will easily take out Navy. Ohio State over Indiana. I think Tennessee is gonna pull it out against Texas A&M. Another team coming off a very big win last week, building confidence, the North Carolina Tar Heels taking out Virginia Tech. Colorado over USC. Alabama will handle Arkansas. Michigan's going to take out Rutgers. Washington's going to knock off Oregon. If the game gets played because of weather, I think Miami's got Florida State. They're looking good this year. Florida State coming off that tough loss like we spoke about earlier. Utah over Arizona. Stanford's going to knock out Washington State. And in a bonus pick, the Jacksonville State Gamecocks going to take Tennessee Tech. Go Gamecocks, baby.
Okay, as you hear, he gave his predictions on who he think how the games was going to play out this weekend. I disagree with that. I picked Washington to lose to Oregon. That was my upset game. If you caught the show on yesterday, that was my upset game. So, Hubcap, Wade, I have to disagree with you on that one. I don't think that they will pull it out. I think that would be an upset. Oregon beats Washington tomorrow. To jump back into the show, we have Alabama versus Arkansas. Number 1, Alabama. Number 16, Arkansas. Alabama's coming in at 5-0. Arkansas is coming in with 1 loss at 4-1. This game will be aired on ESPN, 6:00 p.m. Central Time. Alabama's coming in as a big favorite. No surprise. As we know, there's not much you can do running on this defense. This defense has been high-powered for some years now. They don't allow much running on them. They have only allowed 68.4 rushing yards on the season. The defense is not my worries. They're not my worries. It's the offense. The offensive line is my worries. Alabama's rushing has not been up to par lately, as you have seen, especially on last year. But as you've seen in the past, they have had the 2 dual running backs in the backfield that takes over the games where the quarterback doesn't have to do much. But now it's different. It's playing out a little different. Jalen Hurts is our main guy running the ball, and he's at the quarterback position. But I think our offensive line needs to be more aggressive. They need to come off the ball, fire off the ball, hit them in the mouth first. Arkansas has a very good defensive line. They can get pass rush. They're good against. Well, I can't say they're good against the run. They have gave up 200 plus yards passing and rushing on defense, but their defensive line they're pretty good. They have talent on their defensive line. If we can block them, we will beat them. But that will be the storyline of this game. If Alabama can block Arkansas's front, if they can block their front, this will be a breeze game. But if they can't, it will be very challenging. They will need to block it running and passing. They will need to let Jalen Hurts get in the groove. Jalen Hurts will need to get rid of the ball. This defensive line will challenge Jalen Hurts to get rid of the ball quicker because they will be coming at him. They will pin their ears back and come at him. That's one of his weaknesses to me, is going through his progression slow. He tends to get stuck on one man at the last minute. He'll pull off, and he throws the ball late to wide open receivers. I know earlier in the season, throwing that crossing route, he throws the crossing route late and it gets tipped, but O.J. Howard still catches it. Then we come back the next play. I think it was Cooper Bateman came in, threw the same pass, but he threw it on time, and the receiver was able to catch the ball and get up the field for a couple extra yards. So that all comes with timing, experience, and all of that good stuff right there. But we're coming into this stretch, he will need to progress. He will need to progress fast. I think he needs to get better with going through his reads and progressions. He's controlling, like I said, he's controlling the offense well. He has very, very great confidence. He's a very great leader. I just think he needs to work on getting the ball out of his hands quicker to be more successful, So if Alabama can get that running game going, which they have been in the last couple weeks with Joshua Jacobs stepping up, playing a role in that, Damian Harris will be back on the field, so maybe they can kind of fit those guys into filling those shoes of being those two dual threat running backs that we're used to having. On last year, Derrick Henry toted most of the load, but Kenyon Drake did get some carries to give him a rest, so we did have those two featured backs. But this year, we're trying to figure it out and see which running back is going to play the bigger role. And I think Damian Harris and Joshua Jacobs has answered the call. Bo Scalabro was the big favorite coming in on the preseason, on the offseason during fall camp, but he hasn't showed the progression yet. So I think those two backs are going to be our featured backs in the future. So be on the lookout for that. But I do think Alabama wins the game 28-7 because the defense will control the game. They will control the game, and defense win championships. And I think the defense controls this game, and offense comes out. They might start slow, but they will get it together by the second quarter, 28-7. I think the game will be played out. Alabama wins big, 28-7. So those are my predictions. Hit me up. Let me know yours. I would love to hear it if you disagree with anything I have said. If you disagree with my guy Hubcap on his predictions, hit us up. Make sure you voice your opinion. A way you can voice your opinion is voice record yourself on your phone. We don't email it to us at tstradio04@gmail.com. That is our hotline email. We unfortunately haven't been able to get our phone lines up working properly at this time. But like I said, record yourself on your phone, any device that you have. Email it out to me at tstradio04@gmail.com, and we will be happily to get you on the station as we just did with our guy Hubcap. I would like to thank him for calling in and giving his thoughts on the games. Remember, tonight we have some great games on tonight. High school football, Crampton Bowl. I know we have Carver and Stanhope in action tonight. I know we have Wetumpka will be going out there playing away. I can't remember the name of the team at this moment. I have to look it up. I will be posting it on my page for sure for the day is over with. I know Hopeville will be playing Elmore County. So we have some great games in high school, and we have some great games in college football. Clemson will kick off college football tonight for Friday night college football. So if you're a Clemson fan, make sure you tune into that. Remember, Tuesdays, Lagoon Park, Slow Pitch Softball. We will be there covering. Like I said, we missed last week's game due to I had family issues. I had to take care of some family business. But we will be back at it on this Tuesday, 6:20, Lagoon Park. Co-ed slow pitch softball. Make sure you go and follow us on Twitter at True Sports Talk. Follow us on Facebook at True Sports Talk Radio. You can like our page at True Sports Talk Radio. If you don't know how to spell it, it's TRUUU. That's 3 U's, TRUUU, Sports Talk Radio. So make sure you like us, look us up on Facebook, look us up on Twitter. You can send me a friend request to my personal page. I accept friend requests on my personal page on Facebook at Marcus Darrell Johnson. You can hit me up on my personal Twitter page, which I just recently started today at Marcus D. Johnson 4. That's Marcus D. Johnson 4. You can follow me on Twitter and interact with me there on Twitter. Like I said, our business page is True Sports Talk Radio on Twitter. So follow us on both of our accounts. We will be happy to have you as a follower to keep you updated with all of your sport updates. Remember, UFC 204 this Saturday, tomorrow, October the 8th. UFC 204, Michael Bisping, Dan Henderson will be headlining that main event. Prelims will be coming on Fox Sport 1. That is free. The prelims are free on Fox Sports 1. That is free. I think that comes on at 7 o'clock Saturday night. So make sure you tune into that. The main event will be pay-per-view. You can go and order that if you're interested. But that is my time for today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. I am Marcus Johnson. That is our show for today. And we're out.